All right, well, it looks like we are live. You know, I don't do a lot of snacks. This is one of those times where I'm very, very hungry, and I'm trying to eliminate hunger in real time so that I don't do some kind of massive binge on something that I shouldn't be eating. So today we're going to be drinking some bubbly, sparkling water, just going as fast as we can. Basically, what we're trying to do is we're trying to beat hunger in real time. So we're going to do some blackberry bubbly, and then we got some food we're going to eat. So down the hatch, like I said, we're trying to be smart about how we eat and how we go about things. All right, so we just drank a can, and I've been fasting all day, so I haven't had anything to eat. So that's my first thing that I've really had today. Now we're going to talk about what we're going to have for food today. And what I made is 12 ounces broccoli, carrots, sugar, snap peas, red bell peppers, water chestnuts. So this is 12 ounces, the entire package. If I was to eat it, it's 4 servings at 40 calories each. So 160 calories. So that's what we're going to be eating to help with our hunger. And then just to make it a little bit tastier, we got some hot sauce. This is 0 calories. I'm going to put that on here. And some lovely soy sauce. Once again, 0 calories on that. So, yeah, our goal is instead of sitting down and eating, you know, let's say a pizza or a bag of chips or a bunch of cookies, if I was to eat this entire thing, this 12 ounces, we're going to have under 200 calories for a snack. And with the water, and plus it's carbonated water, it's going to make me feel full faster. And got an extra water. So if I want a little bit more. So yeah, I just completed 8 weeks. 8 weeks of eating low fat, and I did my weigh-in. I weighed in at 40.1 pounds in 8 weeks. So on average, that's about 5 pounds. And the first week I dropped like 12 pounds. A lot of that was water weight, but over the last 8 weeks, 40.8 pounds. So I did my weigh-in, and my weight has fallen off. It's doing really good. If you've been following my channel, for the last 8 weeks, I've been doing just a handful of steps in order to lose weight. Number one, I've been walking at least 10,000 steps every single day. And for me, I love to walk. I can go out for a 15-minute walk. I can walk for an hour. I've done a video where I've walked an entire 10,000 steps. It took me about an hour and 45 minutes. And it's something that I enjoy doing. So I'd say if you're looking to lose weight, you want to try to pare down and figure out an exercise that you can do that you enjoy. And for me, I chose walking because you don't need any equipment. You can go indoors, outdoors. If you have a break at work, you can go for a walk. If you get to the grocery store, you can park further away. You can take stairs. It's just something that if you're able to walk, you can do that whenever you want to. And even if you walk for 10 minutes, you can burn maybe 50 to 100 calories, depending on how quickly you're going. So it's just a method of exercise that you can do to lose weight. And like I said, you don't need any equipment. You don't need a trainer. You don't need a gym. You just need a pair of socks, maybe you go barefoot, or a pair of shoes. That's, you know, a little bit of clothes. That's all you really need. One thing that I know is that, I've been over 300 pounds in my life. And if I am there and I begin to snack, one snack is going to lead to the next. And it might be you start off with some Oreos and then you're throwing some Oreos and some ice cream. And then, hey, let's put a half of a pizza in, and, maybe a 400 calorie snack turns into 1,500 calories. And, that's how I became obese. I was over 300 pounds. I'm going to be posting my next video sometime later on today. But I have a little notice in there that I went from, in my BMI, I went from obese down to overweight. And I talked about in the video how a lot of people aren't happy to say that they're overweight, but going from obese to overweight, it's a good thing, I like I said, most people are going to be happy that they're overweight, but going from that, and I think it was like 29.4. So definitely I'm on the high edge of my BMI for the overweight range, and I'm trying to get into the normal range, but I've been making progress. It's been good. So I am happy about that. So for me, one of the things that I really love when I'm eating is I like salty and I like spicy. And when I add this to my food, it's 0 calories. So it's vegetables, but I'm actually enjoying what I'm eating. It's not like a bowl of ice cream, but this definitely satisfies having some saltiness in there. I love spiciness. And the big thing here is my food, I'm going to be eating that, my actual meal, probably in another hour and a half. So I normally eat within a 2-hour window. So this is just something that I don't want to really eat one of my sandwiches right now. That's what I've been doing for food. I'll get into that. But just eating this to take a little bit of the edge off. And yeah, I kind of wanted to sit here, be here in real time. And yeah. Yeah, it is nice to see me eating something besides a sandwich. And I have been branching off, and I have been doing, in the last 2 weeks, some cheat meals, once a week, and having whatever I want. And I've been going at it nice and easy in terms of not counting calories or anything crazy. It's just, if I'm going to eat, I'm going to have what I want. But for the rest of the week, I'm doing my steps. I'm walking. I've been eating my low-fat diet, and I'll talk about all of that. And then I've been doing intermittent fasting, and yeah, this has just been consistent. Like I said, I've dropped 40.1 pounds in 8 weeks, and there haven't been any plateaus. The weight loss has been consistent. Things have been really good. And Julie, if you're in there, let me know what you have for snacks. One of the things about my channel, I'm trying to get people, if you have something, this is what I eat. If I don't want to overeat in a snack, you can definitely put that in the comments. That'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm on a weight loss journey. And like I said, I've been walking as my form of exercise. It's been going really good. And for my food, I've been eating low fat. And I started losing weight back in June. I weighed 292.3 pounds. So I did different things. Like I did the sugar diet where I ate only sugar, and I did the carnivore diet. I fasted for an entire week. So I was kind of in the beginning portions of my weight loss. I started walking, and that was good. I learned that I like to fast. I did the 7-day fast, but I don't want to do any more of that. But I turned into intermittent fasting, and I'll talk about that as well. But I finally figured out that low fat is the way to go. That if I'm trying to limit something like carbs, eventually you're going to have to go back to carbs. And I guess that's what I'll talk about what my diet has been. So I've been eating low fat. It's been low calorie, high volume, and I've been really trying to mimic a 12-inch low-fat Subway sub. And typically what they are, 500 to 600 calories with the bread. What I've been making is about 3 pieces of bread. It's almost like a Big Mac, but it's a sandwich. I do 3 pieces of bread. It's about 300 calories for the bread. I do about 200 to 250 calories in ham or turkey, and then just whatever vegetables I want, and I'll throw in a tomato. But yeah, essentially it's about 550 calories with the bread and with the meat, and then whatever vegetables I have, whatever I want, and I don't count calories for that because, like I said, I'm trying to keep everything as simple as possible, and it's been working really good. So with those sandwiches, I go low fat, so I'm not adding any kind of cheese. There's no mayo. There's no dressing. There's nothing crazy on there. By the way, I'm beginning to feel a little bit full. I'm about halfway through my food already. But that's been my food. My other portion of what I've been doing has been intermittent fasting. And I've essentially been doing OMAD. As I talked about in my videos, I typically go between 5 to 7 o'clock at night, and that's when I'm going to be eating. During that time, I'll have normally it's about 2 to 4 sandwiches. So it might be, a little bit over 1,000 to 2,300 calories per day, depending on how hungry I am. But that's what I've been eating. And one of the good things for me is I enjoy, like myself, I would go to Subway. I'd go to Jersey Mike's. That's what's in our area. I go to Jimmy John's, and this is the kind of food that I would normally eat with these subs or these sandwiches. There's no prep time really. The bread is already made. The meat has already been cooked and sliced. And at minimum or at most here, all you have to do is slice up a couple of vegetables and put the sandwich together. So, and then afterwards, there's no dishes you really have to clean up. It's nice and simple, nice and easy. And it's been surprisingly, even though it's the same food, it's been very, very easy to maintain it. I haven't gotten bored with it yet. And now I'm doing, like I said, this is a little snack that I'll have. It's low fat, but if I have one of these every couple of days, I have been doing that just recently just to, take care of some hunger if I don't want to have a full sandwich. So just a bag of vegetables, you put them in the microwave for like 4 or 5 minutes, and then add whatever you want, but just make sure it's low fat at the end of the day. All right, what do we got here? We are, about 13 minutes in. I would say so far, maybe my hunger is maybe 60% gone. And if you're just joining the video, I'm doing in real time, instead of binge eating something and ruining your day and overeating. And like I said before, eating for me, if I snack, it's going to lead to the next thing. And pretty soon you can be 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 calories in for the day. And I'm just trying to beat that with 160 calories of vegetables right now. And some bubbly water. So just sparkling water, carbonated water is going to help you feel full as well. Yeah, I wanted to do this video because a lot of times when I am in the middle of hunger, you just have that urge, like you got to take care and eat and just be ravenous about it, versus if I go into my freezer, there's going to be bags of these vegetables. So I'm always prepared. I always have my hot sauce. I have my soy sauce. I always keep that thing on me, as they say. And a lot of a lot of weight loss is just preparation. I've done enough of overeating where I know that if I have a bunch of ice cream or cookies in the house, I'm going to eat it. So you take that out of the house, you replace it with some smart snacks. And that's one of the things I know, that if it's not in the house, I'm not going to leave to go buy something. And now if you just have your smart foods, and like I said, I try to fast as long as I can, but if it begins to bother me, then I begin to dip into this food. And so far we're doing good. Just a little bit left here. But yeah, I posted my video from last week. And actually, I weighed in this week and I dropped below 230 pounds, which is fantastic. I haven't been there in, it's been a lot of years, probably over a decade. And yeah, I think I weighed in at 229.1 pounds. So as my weigh-in today was 40.1 pounds. Since I started on September 17th, I weighed in at 269.2 pounds. And yeah, this combination, like I said, with walking, it's been fantastic that I can walk whenever I want to. One of the best parts of walking is that if you are walking, you're going to be able to do it 7 days a week. Even if you are kind of, sore, it's manageable that I can still go out and walk an hour or 2 hours if I wanted to. I'm on my feet for work. And that's probably why my weight loss has been, a little bit higher than a lot of people, because I am on my feet. I'm not at a desk job. So that definitely adds up. But it's been going really good. It's been working for me. And that's the thing, I think, with weight loss. You got to figure out the exercises that you enjoy and that you can do on a regular basis. A lot of people, let's say it's a new year and they go into the gym. A lot of times that stiffness and soreness, just because they jump into things, it's going to be a turnoff for people. So then they don't love going to the gym because they haven't been doing it consistently. For me, I like to walk. So I'm doing something that I would be doing anyways, but then I begin to pair with some smart eating, and that's another smart thing to do. If you're going through and figuring out that you want to lose weight, figure out how you want to exercise, and then figure out how you want to eat. And it probably took me a little bit over 2 months of trying different things and figuring out what I could eat that I could basically consistently eat. Because when you're on a diet, you're going to have to keep doing the same thing over and over. It's monotonous. I originally thought when I started losing weight that I'd do a bunch of like food challenges, like I'll fast for a week, I'll do the sugar diet for a week, but that's not helping me build any kind of habits. So I could do that, but it's not helping me because I haven't built any kind of credibility in myself on, what am I going to do long term? Because what I'm trying to set up right now is the foods that I'm eating, I'm going to continue to eat once I lose the weight. And I think that's good advice for anybody who's trying to lose weight. Don't try to do some fad diet where you're eating pickles or just eggs, because you're not going to be able to do that long term. For the majority, I could see myself eating low fat. And if I'm doing that, once I actually get all my weight loss done, I am trying to lose about 100 pounds. That low fat is still going to be my go-to. And then occasionally, if I want to have a pizza or whatever I want to have, if it's high fat, if it's fried chicken, if it's pizza, if it's ice cream, I can go ahead and do that. But then my go-to and my default is going to be low fat. So picking a diet based on what you actually enjoy and it's going to help you lose weight, that's going to be number one. And one of the best things about low fat is you look at the calories per gram for protein, and for carbs is 4 calories per gram versus fat, which is 9. So you can just eat a lot more. And I always talk about low fat, low calorie, and then high volume. It's having those big sandwiches that are just huge. And especially if you're fasting and you put everything into a window, if you're trying to eat 2 or 3 sandwiches in a row, it's probably not going to happen. You're just going to feel full. And I try to put everything towards the end of the night. So if I do that towards the end of the night, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be full and be able to sleep through the night. And then I don't have any kind of issue going through a work day, even though I'm on my feet, not having a snack. I am beginning to get somewhat full. I'm doing pretty good at this point. I think I'm going to continue to eat though, but I would say I'm probably about 80%. There's still a little bit of gnawing hunger, and I could be eating faster and, drinking water faster, but I think they say it's about 10 to 20 minutes where it signals from your stomach to your brain to tell you that you're full, and you don't need to do anything else. So it does work. You just have to plan. When I originally started losing weight, I would do some kind of weigh-in. And, this is before I started doing the low fat and being consistent. And that's where I'd go right to the junk food and my weight would just jump up. And now, I've got my weigh-in, but, instead of eating 2,000 calories or something crazy, I'm sticking to it. I'm having my vegetables. And just being smart about it, I have to figure out when I'm going to have my cheat meal. But like I said, if you figure out the health foods that you can have that you actually enjoy, then you're going to be less likely to run over to the bad stuff that you can eventually have, like you said, on a cheat meal. But create health foods that you can enjoy and do that on a consistent basis. And the big thing is to beat hunger. And I'm doing really good right now because I haven't eaten anything. I've been on my feet. I've probably got 20,000 steps in for the day. And this is my first little meal for the day, a little bit of vegetables and some hot sauce and some soy sauce. And you got to ask yourself, is there anything better than watching a guy drinking carbonated water and some steamed vegetables out of the microwave? I don't think there is. This is really good entertainment here. But a lot of things in terms of weight loss, it's planning and preparation. And yeah, just going back to things, walking is my go-to. I'm making my video for my week 8 weight loss, and as I'm making everything, putting everything together, it has been really good. I'll be fasting during that. When I want to take a break, I'll go for a 10-minute walk. So I'm kind of just incorporating everything into my day. At this time, the hunger is definitely almost non-existent. Yeah, this has been really good. I got just a couple of bites left. Just got my last couple of bites here. We're doing really good. And if you just joined the video, this video is about snacking smartly. And I've been fasting all day. And what do you do if you don't want to overeat? You don't want to ruin your weight loss for the day. So I'm having a little snack. And what I'm doing is a bag of steamed vegetables. I have some carbonated water, and I started off by just drinking one full can of this, and this is a 12-ounce bag of broccoli, carrots, snap peas, water chestnuts, 160 calories for the package. And I'm trying to figure out how long does it take to beat hunger, going from having nothing. I've been on my feet all day. I've walked over 20,000 steps, and I didn't want to binge eat on something crazy, so I'm being smart is my last little bit here. So I'm about 26 minutes in, and yeah, I would say by about 20 minutes, I was probably about 80% full at this point. I don't have any urge to go binge on anything else. I'm doing really good at this point. So yeah, for me, I had a 1 can of bubbly water right off the bat. I just chugged that just in a couple of seconds. I had my 12-ounce package of stir-fry vegetables. You got that. This is just from Target. And I had an entire package, so 4 servings at 40 calories. Everything's low fat here. And I opened up 1 more can of water. So this is a relatively cheap snack. It's about maybe $3 for everything. And best part is I did not ruin my day. I didn't ruin my diet. It's been going really good, really consistently. So yeah, I would say for myself, if you're going to try to satisfy hunger, I would have about 20 ounces of carbonated water. Carbonated water is going to help you feel full. And then a bag of steamed vegetables. And I added some hot sauce and some soy sauce. These are all 0 calorie, of course, low fat. But I add that for a little bit of taste, and I actually enjoyed eating that. But yeah, I would say I've been doing really good. And if you're smart about snacking and weight loss and you don't want to ruin your day, it takes about 20 minutes to eliminate probably 80% or more of your hunger by drinking carbonated water and a bag of vegetables. And this is one of the things I'm going to be doing going forward. I've lost officially 40.1 pounds in 8 weeks by walking at least 10,000 steps a day, eating low fat and intermittent fasting, and doing things like this. Having a snack where you're smart about it, you think about it. It can save you. It can save you. It can save you. So if you can't have any kind of snack foods in the house, this is something. My freezer is full of bags of vegetables. So I'm always ready to go. I might have 1 or 2 or 3 bags of these per week. And weight loss is about being smart and knowing that, like I said, for myself, if I'm going to have a snack and it was pizza, it would lead to cookies, it would lead to ice cream, it would lead to about 2,000 calories of overeating. And with the water and eating that entire bag of vegetables, 160 calories, I'm full, satisfied, and that's what weight loss is all about. It's about figuring yourself out. It's figuring out what you can enjoy. A lot of people in your taste buds do change over time. A lot of people wouldn't think that vegetables are going to be a good snack, but I love soy sauce. I love hot sauce, and putting everything together, I enjoy it. So I think with that, that's the video. I'll be uploading my week 8 video where I talk about losing the 40.1 pounds. And we're going to be talking about just making some habits on making your weight loss more habit-like. And that's what the video is kind of about. So yeah, about 30 minutes in, I'm full. There's no need to overeat or binge. Life is good. Thank you for everybody who watched. If you haven't, subscribe to What's Possible. leave a like in the comments. Let me know what your favorite snack food is that's healthy. And I'm here to lose 100 pounds. And if you're looking to lose weight, I'm going to be documenting along the way. I'm going to be doing more videos as we go, not just weekly updates and just talking about different topics. So you're definitely going to want to subscribe, be part of it, and let's build a community where we can be there for each other. Comments, I don't know about you, but on YouTube, I read comments, and especially with weight loss, like I said, if you talk about what are the foods that you eat that are good snack foods that are healthy and then they don't ruin your day, somebody else might read that. And you know what? You might change how they eat. So help each other out. I appreciate everybody. And I will be working on that other video, and that will be uploaded probably in the next hour or so. So thank you so much, everybody. Weight loss is good. Let's do this. Take care. Bye.